Get your popcorn and soda, because this video is going to be talking about one of the most anticipated releases of 2023. And no, it's not Equalizer 3, it's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. As a fan of the franchise, ever since I saw Markiplier's first playthrough and MatPat's first theory, I have been dreaming of this moment. Of course, the film was supposed to release a long time ago, and it was held off by delay after delay, and I had lost hope for it. However, thanks to Blumhouse Studios and Scott Cawthon's determination, it seems like this thing is actually going to happen, and I could not be more excited. Now, as a fan of the franchise, I have seen a ton of the material, including trailers, set photos, and some other rumors that have me theorizing a ton about this movie. Now, I have to let you know, I will be showing photos, snippets, and other things that you may consider a spoiler if you wanted to see the movie blind. So, fair warning. Also, I know there is a strike within the film world, so to make it clear, this is not some promotional piece or anything like that. It's just a fan trying to theorize about a movie that he has only dreamed about. So, let's get into theory number 1. Vanessa isn't a good guy. Now, in case you don't know, the officer introduced halfway through the trailer is casted as Vanessa. In the trailer, we hear her talk to Mike and ask, "Have you met them yet?" seeming to confirm her knowledge of what is making these animatronics special and that they are possessed. Mike obviously has no clue and responds in confusion. What makes Vanessa a difficult character to understand is that in the games, we do not get introduced properly to Vanessa until Security Breach, and by then, she already has her whole thing with Vanny and Glitchtrap in her mind. So we only know Vanessa as being some sort of a villain, and I don't think Scott's going to deviate in the film. What interests me about how Vanessa says this is that she seems to know a lot about the history of the children and their disappearance in the 80s. So why do I think she's a villain? Well, compare this to another franchise Blumhouse is affiliated with, Saw. Within the Saw films, we have John Kramer, who uses cruel and inhumane trials to try and make people understand the value of life in some sick way. Well, sometimes with the people that he kidnaps, they seem to understand his methods and seek to become an apprentice of his. I think that this is going to happen to Vanessa. I think she's only interested in Mike and Abby because she's intrigued in how the spirits will react. However, that's not all she wants. She wants this all to drag William Afton or Springtrap out of hiding. She's hoping that the new night guard will bring the killer back to the pizzeria where she can try to pitch herself as a worthy apprentice or try to kill him so she can claim his spot. I just can't get over the parallel to Vanny and the fact that we see Vanessa make a mask for Glitchtrap and Help Wanted. I feel this will carry over, but not with Vanessa trying to make her own suit, but rather take his suit or try to join him somehow. Another interesting point is that when the film was first announced and the cast was getting released, Matthew Lillard revealed that he was signed to a 3-film deal. No, I'm not saying that there are 3 films planned, but rather that it's something to consider nonetheless. What if you were going to make multiple films? It may be a smart decision to have someone like Vanessa be another villain who could take on the mantle of being the film's murderous villain if you feel like Afton needs an early exit or a change of pace. Even more possible, someone to revive him in the case of an untimely death. Vanessa offers that possibility and flexibility in the story. Theory number 2, Abby has an unexpected spirit friend. Now, I have to admit that the evidence I have for this is from a deleted scene. Thanks to Johnny Blocks for this one, by the way. But in the scene, we see Abby and a babysitter, Max, talking back and forth. Max makes fun of Abby for not eating her food and talking to herself, while Abby emphasizes that her friend is angry with her. Now, the scene has been deleted, but it doesn't remove the plot point from the whole film. I believe that while in the pizzeria, Abby is going to be haunted by, or maybe befriend, a spirit within there. A spirit that is kinder and not filled with as much rage as the other ones. Another supporting point is what we see at the end of the trailer with Corey X Kenshin, which was actually hilarious, by the way, and I'm excited for all the YouTuber cameos. But within the trailer, we see Corey X Kenshin as a taxi driver picking up Abby in what seems to be a Freddy costume. Now, I am not going to jump to any conclusions that it's Charlie, Cassidy, Crying Child, or Andrew, none of those, but I will state that it's very interesting that Abby seems to have a connection to this one spirit. I believe that while Abby is in the pizzeria, she may find the suit in a back room and have some form of an interaction with her and the spirit linking in some way. From then on, the spirit will follow her around and she will talk to her friend that no one else can see. We know Abby does go to the pizzeria with Mike from this clip.
I will work and you will sleep.
I understand.
It makes sense for Mike to get a babysitter for his sister once he notices that she is talking to her invisible friend, and it all started once he worked at the pizzeria. It could give him cause for concern, and Max is brought in to watch Abby while he's gone. Now, I know that the scene I am referencing to is a deleted one, so I can't put too much into it. However, the film was originally said to be 3 hours before any cuts, and I get it, movies are longer nowadays, but 3 hours is still way too long. So while the scene is cut, it doesn't remove the general idea that Abby may be haunted by some ghost of a child that never moved on, but is different from the others. I mean, Golden Freddy has always been different from the other animatronics in the franchise. While the other ones were trying to break into the office, Golden Freddy had messages like "It's me" appearing around the place, and I think this is going to carry over into the film. Theory number 3, Mike isn't related to Afton, but Abby is. Now, this theory might have you facepalming. But trust me, I might be right. I just want to emphasize that. So if you notice within the film, William Afton, or his actor, is given one scene at a desk where he has a name tag by the name of Steve Raglan. Steve is given the title of career counselor, and that Mike is calling to ask him if that job he had is still available. The job is presumably the night guard position, and Steve goes on to explain that the owner of the pizzeria is just not willing to let it go. Well, what if I told you Steve, or William Afton, may be Michael's stepfather? Now, I'm not saying they are explicitly related, but Abby may be the child of William that he never claimed as his daughter. Reading the official description of the movie, there's no real description given as to the relationship between Mike and Abby. Mike may have Abby as a stepsister that he's taking care of due to both their parents mysteriously vanishing, or maybe they both share a common trait as orphans. Mike may have found Abby when she was young and taken her under his protection. If you notice, there's a small clip within the trailer of Mike in the woods and a car driving away. This presumably is some form of a dream or a nightmare, and it may be him reliving a traumatic memory where he was taken away from his parents. Abby may also be an orphan who never knew her parents and was lucky to meet someone like Mike who could take her under their wing. Afton may have faked his own death as a way to go off the grid, and that's why Abby ends up under Michael's care. And this isn't exactly some new plot plan that I just fabricated. There are other instances where a parent who knows where a child of theirs is will keep in touch or check in on them, but will never outright confirm their relationship to them out of some shame for a previous action. William may keep in touch with Mike because Abby is his daughter, but he's never going to outright confirm to her that he is her father out of fear for what she will think of his murderous past. And time for theory number 4, a second villain, the spirit who befriends Abby. Remember the spirit I mentioned earlier who befriends Abby? I think that will be another vengeful force within this film. Now, if you remember, both Cassidy and Andrew have very strong feelings of resentment towards William and have their own methods of taking it out on him. I think the film will follow this, but our vengeful spirit will use Abby's relationship to Afton as an advantage. I don't exactly have it mapped up how, but I am confident that the ghost will find out Afton's relationship to Abby and will try to be the invisible friendly ghost to Abby as a way to gain her trust. But just like how an elephant never forgets, neither will this spirit. It's already waited a while for a chance at Afton's. It will bide its time and try to manipulate the situation so it ends up with the perfect way to get revenge. When Afton does make his return as Springtrap, he will be all pissed, he's gonna try to kill everyone, Mike, Vanessa, and he's gonna try to get rid of the spirit trying to harm his daughter. I mean, he's angry, who can blame him? Now, does this mean that any of this is gonna be in the film? Nope! I could be entirely wrong, and Afton could actually be a Decepticon, and Optimus Prime will save everyone in the film. So, take everything I said with 2 grains of salt. Still, doesn't change how hyped I am for this movie and what this could mean for the future of gaming crossing over into the film space. As a FNAF fan, this is my dream, and it's also my dream to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, the subscribe button. Click it. Also, here's the outro.